My name is Morgan Hayes, and I'm about to tell you the most disturbing story of my life. A story about a silent child, a perfect family, and a secret so dark it still keeps me awake at night. This is the story of how 3 words from my 5-year-old niece exposed a truth that destroyed everything I thought I knew about my own sister. I'm 28 years old, and I've always been the family peacemaker. The middle child. The one who smooths over conflicts and keeps everyone happy. I'm a special education teacher in Seattle, working with children who have developmental delays, speech disorders, and learning disabilities. I love my job. I love helping kids find their voice, literally and figuratively. My older sister Victoria is 32. She's always been the golden child. Beautiful, successful, married to Brandon, a corporate lawyer who makes 6 figures. They live in a gorgeous house in Queen and drive expensive cars, take luxury vacations. From the outside, Victoria's life is perfect. 5 years ago, Victoria had a baby, Lily. The whole family was thrilled. I remember holding Lily for the first time in the hospital. She was tiny, perfect, with big brown eyes and wispy blonde hair. "She's going to be so loved," I whispered to Victoria. Victoria smiled, but there was something in her eyes I couldn't quite read. Exhaustion, maybe. Or something else. As Lily grew, I noticed something strange. She was an unusually quiet baby. She didn't cry much. She didn't babble like other babies. She just watched everything with those big, solemn eyes. "Is she okay?" I asked Victoria when Lily was about 6 months old. "She seems so quiet." "She's fine," Victoria said quickly. "Just a calm baby. I'm lucky." But as Lily got older, the silence continued. By her first birthday, she still hadn't said "Mama" or "Dada." By 18 months, she had no words at all. "You should get her evaluated," I suggested gently. "Early intervention is really important for speech delays." Victoria's face tightened. "I know what I'm doing, Morgan. She's my daughter." When Lily turned 2 with still no words, Victoria finally took her to specialists. The diagnosis came back: severe selective mutism. "It's an anxiety disorder," Victoria explained to the family at Sunday dinner. Children with selective mutism are physically capable of speaking, but they don't speak in certain situations due to extreme anxiety. The doctors say it's genetic. It could take years of therapy. She might never speak normally. Our parents were sympathetic. "Poor little thing," Mom said. "We'll support her however we can." I offered to help. I work with nonverbal kids all the time. I know therapists, communication strategies, alternative communication methods. "No," Victoria cut me off. "We have therapists. I don't want Lily to be treated like a project. She's my daughter, not a case study." I backed off, hurt but understanding. I didn't want to overstep. So I continued being the loving aunt. I visited regularly, played with Lily in silence, learned basic sign language that Victoria said Lily was learning in therapy. But something always felt wrong to me. Lily wasn't just quiet. She was scared. She flinched when Victoria raised her voice. She went rigid when Brandon entered the room. She never smiled, never laughed, never showed joy. "She's just very sensitive," Victoria would explain. Children with selective mutism are often hypersensitive to stimuli. Loud noises, sudden movements, they all trigger anxiety. I wanted to believe that. But my professional training told me something different. I'd worked with dozens of children with selective mutism. They were anxious, yes, but they still showed emotion. They still played, laughed silently, connected with others. Lily didn't do any of that. Lily acted like a child who was terrified. Over the years, I watched Lily grow from a silent toddler to a silent preschooler to a silent 5-year-old. She never spoke. Not a single word. Not to anyone. Victoria homeschooled her, saying that public school would be too overwhelming for a child with Lily's condition. "She needs a controlled environment," Victoria insisted. The family accepted this. Victoria was the perfect mother, sacrificing her career to care for her special needs child. Everyone praised her dedication. But I had questions. Why didn't Lily ever try to speak, even accidentally? Why did she seem more afraid than anxious? Why did Victoria refuse to let me help, even though I was literally trained for this? I kept these questions to myself. I didn't want to cause family drama. I didn't want to accuse my sister of anything. Until one Sunday in November changed everything. Victoria called me that morning. "Morgan, I need a huge favor. I have an important appointment this afternoon, and the babysitter cancelled. Can you watch Lily for a few hours?" "Of course," I said immediately. "Bring her over." Victoria arrived 30 minutes later. Lily was dressed in a pink dress, her blonde hair in perfect braids. She looked like a doll. Beautiful, silent, motionless. "She's had lunch," Victoria said quickly. "She can watch TV or play. She won't be any trouble. She never is." There was something strange in Victoria's tone. Something urgent. Nervous. "Is everything okay?" I asked. Yes, Victoria said, already heading for the door. "I'm just running late. I'll be back in 3 hours. Thanks, Morgan. You're the best." Victoria left quickly, without saying goodbye to Lily. Lily stood in my living room, motionless, staring at the floor. I knelt beside her. "Hi, Lily. Want to play?" "I have puzzles, coloring books." Lily didn't respond. She never did. I sighed and turned on the TV to a kids' channel. Lily sat on the couch, watching silently. I went to the kitchen to make tea. I'd been there maybe 5 minutes when I heard it. A voice. Small. Clear. Coming from the living room. "Aunt Morgan." I dropped my mug. It shattered on the floor. I ran back to the living room. Lily was standing, looking at me. And then she said, in a perfectly normal voice, "Mommy hurts me." My blood turned to ice. "What did you say, sweetheart?" Lily repeated, her voice small but steady. "Mommy hurts me. I pretend." I felt like I couldn't breathe. "Lily, you can talk?" "Yes," Lily said. "But Mommy said never to talk. She said bad things will happen if I talk." "What kind of bad things?" I asked gently, trying to keep my voice calm despite the panic rising in my chest. "She said they'll take me away," Lily said, tears starting to fall. "She said if I tell anyone, they'll put me in a bad place where mean kids go." I felt sick. "Lily, honey, you're not bad. And no one is going to take you to a bad place. I promise. But I need you to tell me the truth. Does your mommy hurt you?" Lily nodded slowly. "She gets mad when I make noise. She says I ruined her life. She hits me. She locks me in the closet. She said if I tell anyone, she'll hurt me more." I was shaking. "How long has this been happening?" "Always," Lily said simply. "Since I was little. She said I had to pretend I couldn't talk. She said if I pretended, people would feel sorry for her and not ask questions." "And your dad?" I asked. "Does Brandon know?" Lily shook her head. "Daddy travels a lot. When he's home, Mommy is nice. She's only mean when we're alone." I pulled Lily into a hug. She was trembling. "Lily, you were so brave to tell me this. I'm going to protect you. I promise. Your mommy is never going to hurt you again." "You promise?" Lily whispered. "I promise," I said, tears streaming down my face. I knew I had to act fast. Victoria would be back in less than 3 hours. I needed evidence. I needed help. First, I recorded Lily speaking. "Lily, honey, can you tell me again what your mommy does? I need to record it so the right people can help you." Lily, now that she'd started talking, couldn't stop. The words poured out. "Mommy gets mad when I make noise. She says I cry too much. She hits me with a wooden spoon. She locks me in my bedroom closet when I'm bad. Sometimes for hours. She said if I tell anyone, she'll hurt me more. She said nobody would believe me because I'm the kid who doesn't talk. I recorded everything, my heart breaking with every word. Lily, do you have bruises? Can I see? Lily nodded and lifted her shirt. My stomach turned. There were bruises. Old and new. Marks that looked like they came from a spoon or belt. I took photos, documenting everything. Lily, you're so brave, I said, hugging her. I'm going to fix this. I promise. I called my best friend Rachel, who was a Child Protective Services social worker. Rachel, I need you now. It's an emergency. Rachel arrived in 15 minutes. I showed her the recordings, the photos, told her everything. Rachel went pale. My God, Morgan. This is severe abuse. And the mother forced the child to fake mutism to hide it? I've never seen anything like this. What do we do? I asked. I'm calling the police right now, Rachel said. Lily can't go back to that house. Not today. Not ever. Victoria will be back in 2 hours, I said. She can't know that Lily spoke. Not yet. She might run, destroy evidence. You're right, Rachel said. Here's what we'll do. Police will come, but discreetly. When Victoria arrives to pick up Lily, we confront her with evidence. We arrest her if necessary. And Lily goes into protective custody until we can investigate fully. I nodded. Do it. The police arrived, 2 detectives who specialized in child abuse cases. They interviewed Lily gently. Lily told them everything again, her voice getting stronger with each word. You're very brave, Detective Martinez said to Lily. You did the right thing telling your aunt. We waited. I played with Lily, trying to keep her calm. Lily was scared but also relieved. I don't have to pretend anymore, she asked. Never again, I promised. Exactly 3 hours later, Victoria knocked on my door. I opened it, forcing a smile. Hi. How was your appointment? Great, Victoria said, looking relieved. Was Lily good? Perfect, I said. Actually, Victoria, can you come in for a minute? I need to talk to you about something. Victoria frowned but entered. And then she saw them. The detectives. Rachel. Lily sitting on the couch, no longer silent, but talking quietly with a female officer. The color drained from Victoria's face. What's going on? Victoria Hayes, Detective Martinez said, standing. We need to ask you some questions about your daughter. Questions. Victoria said, her voice high. About what? Morgan, what did you do? Lily spoke, I said calmly. She told me everything. Victoria went white. That's ridiculous. Lily can't speak. She has selective mutism. No, she doesn't, I interrupted. You forced her to pretend. You abused her and then forced her to stay silent so no one would find out. This is insane. Victoria screamed. Lily, tell them. Tell them Mommy never hurt you. Lily looked at Victoria, and for the first time in her life, she spoke in front of her mother. You hurt me, Mommy. You hit me. You lock me in the closet. You told me never to talk. Victoria staggered like she'd been struck. No, this isn't happening. We have recordings, Detective Martinez said. We have photos of the bruises. We have Lily's testimony. Ms. Hayes, you're under arrest for child abuse and coercion of a minor. No. Victoria screamed. You don't understand. She ruined my life. I didn't want a baby. Brandon forced me. And then she cried all the time, made noise all the time, ruined my body, my career, everything. I just wanted silence. I just wanted peace. The room went silent. Victoria had confessed to everything. Ms. Hayes, Detective Martinez said calmly, You have the right to remain silent." As they read Victoria her rights, she looked at me with pure hatred. "You destroyed our family. You took my daughter from me." "No," I said, my voice cold. "You did that yourself. You abused an innocent child. You forced her to live in silence and fear. You don't deserve to be a mother." Victoria was led away in handcuffs. Lily watched. No tears, just relief. "She's not coming back?" Lily asked. "No," I promised. "She's never going to hurt you again." The next few days were a whirlwind. Brandon was devastated when he found out. "I had no idea," he kept saying. "I travel so much for work. I thought Victoria was the perfect mother. How did I not see this?" "She hid it well," I said. "She manipulated everyone." Brandon filed for divorce immediately and fought for full custody. The evidence against Victoria was overwhelming. The recordings, the photos, Lily's testimony, and Victoria's own confession. Child Protective Services did a full investigation. They found more evidence in Victoria's house. The closet where Lily was locked had scratch marks on the inside of the door. There were wooden spoons hidden in Victoria's bedroom with Lily's DNA on them. There were journals where Victoria had written about her resentment toward Lily, her anger at being trapped in motherhood. "I never wanted this," one entry read. "I wanted my career, my freedom, my body. Brandon wanted a baby so badly, and I gave in. But I hate it. I hate her. She cries, she needs constant attention, she ruined everything. The only peace I get is when she's silent. So I made her silent. I told her if she ever spoke, terrible things would happen. And she believed me. Finally, I have peace." Reading those journals made me physically ill. My sister, the woman I'd looked up to my whole life, was a monster. Victoria was charged with multiple counts of child abuse, false imprisonment, and coercion. Her trial was set for 6 months later. Meanwhile, Lily was placed in Brandon's custody, with me as a secondary guardian. Brandon and I worked together to help Lily heal. We got her into therapy with a trauma specialist. We enrolled her in kindergarten, where she slowly started to interact with other children. And most importantly, we let her talk. Lily talked constantly now, making up for 5 years of forced silence. She talked about her favorite colors, her favorite foods, her dreams, her fears. She talked about the abuse, processing it with her therapist. She talked about her anger at Victoria, her confusion about why her mother hurt her. "Did I do something wrong?" Lily asked me one day. "Is that why Mommy was mean?" "No, baby," I said, holding her. "You did nothing wrong. Your mommy was sick. She had problems that had nothing to do with you. You were perfect. You are perfect." Slowly, Lily began to heal. She smiled. She laughed. She played with other kids. She was still anxious sometimes, still had nightmares, but she was getting better. The family was in shock. Our parents couldn't believe their perfect daughter had done something so horrible. "How did we not see it?" Mom kept asking. "How did we miss the signs?" "Victoria was good at hiding it," I said. "She created this perfect image. The devoted mother sacrificing everything for her special needs child. We all believed it because we wanted to believe it." Some family members blamed me. "You tore the family apart," my aunt said at a family gathering. "Victoria made a mistake, but you didn't have to call the police. You could have handled it privately." I stared at her in disbelief. A mistake? She tortured a child for 5 years. She forced Lily to live in silence and fear. She beat her, locked her in closets, threatened her. That's not a mistake. That's abuse. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I lost some family members over this. People who thought I should have protected Victoria, should have kept it quiet, should have given her a chance to change. But I gained something more important. I gained Lily's trust. I gained the knowledge that I did the right thing. Victoria's trial was in May. I testified, along with Rachel, the detectives, Lily's therapist, and Brandon. Lily didn't have to testify in person, thank God. They used her recorded statements instead. Victoria's defense tried to argue postpartum depression, mental illness, stress. But the evidence was too overwhelming. The years of abuse, the calculated way she forced Lily into silence, the journals showing premeditation. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. Guilty on all counts. Victoria was sentenced to 15 years in prison. As they led her away, she looked at me one last time. "I hope you're happy," she said. "You destroyed me." "No," I said. "You destroyed yourself. I just made sure you faced consequences." After the trial, life slowly returned to normal. Lily continued to thrive. She was 6 now, in 1st grade, making friends, learning to read. She still had hard days, still had therapy twice a week, but she was happy. Brandon was a devoted father, making up for the years he was absent. He cut back on travel, spent every evening with Lily, took her to the park, read her bedtime stories. "I failed her once," he told me. "I'll never fail her again." I became Lily's legal guardian alongside Brandon. We co-parented, creating a stable, loving environment for her. I moved closer to Brandon's house so Lily could easily go between our homes. Some people thought it was strange, the ex-husband and the sister raising the child together. But we didn't care what people thought. We cared about Lily. One day, about a year after Victoria's conviction, Lily asked me a question. "Aunt Morgan, why did you believe me? When I told you Mommy hurt me, why did you believe me right away?" I thought about it carefully. Because I'm a teacher, and I've worked with a lot of kids. I know what trauma looks like. I know what fear looks like. And I saw it in you for years, but I didn't understand what it meant until you told me. Once you told me, everything made sense. "But you're Mommy's sister," Lily said. "Weren't you supposed to protect her?" "No," I said firmly. "I'm supposed to protect you. You're a child. You're innocent. Victoria is an adult who made terrible choices. My job is to protect children, always. Even from my own family." Lily hugged me. "Thank you for saving me. Thank you for being brave enough to tell me," I said. As Lily grew older, we had to decide how much to tell her about Victoria. Her therapist recommended honesty, age-appropriate but truthful. "Lily needs to understand that what happened wasn't her fault," the therapist said. "She needs to know that her mother had serious problems, and that those problems had nothing to do with Lily's worth or value." So we told her, gradually, over the years. We told her that Victoria had never wanted to be a mother, that she resented the changes pregnancy and motherhood brought to her life. We told her that Victoria had mental health issues that she refused to address. We told her that Victoria made a choice to hurt Lily instead of getting help. "But that doesn't mean you were bad," I always emphasized. "That doesn't mean you deserved it. That means Victoria was sick and made terrible choices." Lily processed this information over time. She was angry, confused, sad. But she also understood that she was safe now, that she was loved, that what happened was not her fault. Victoria sent letters from prison. At first, they were angry, blaming everyone but herself. Then they became manipulative, trying to guilt Lily into visiting. "I'm your mother," one letter read. "I made mistakes, but I love you. Don't you want to see me?" Lily's therapist and I read the letters first. We decided together which ones, if any, Lily should see. Most of them, we kept from her. They were toxic, manipulative, designed to make Lily feel guilty. But one letter was different. It came 3 years into Victoria's sentence. "Lily," it read, "I've been in therapy in prison. I'm starting to understand what I did to you. I'm starting to understand how sick I was. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't expect you to ever want to see me. But I want you to know that what I did was wrong. It was evil. And it had nothing to do with you. You were an innocent child, And I hurt you because I was broken inside. I'm sorry. I know that's not enough. I know sorry doesn't fix anything. But I am sorry. I hope you have a good life. I hope you're happy. I hope you never think about me. You deserve so much better than I gave you. I showed this letter to Lily. She was 9 years old now. She read it carefully, then looked at me. Do you think she means it? Lily asked. I don't know, I said honestly. Maybe. Or maybe she's just trying to make herself feel better. What matters is how you feel about it. Lily thought for a long time. I don't forgive her, she finally said. But I'm glad she knows what she did was wrong. I'm glad she's sorry, even if it doesn't change anything. That's very mature of you, I said. You don't have to forgive her, ever. Forgiveness is a gift, not an obligation. Lily nodded. I don't want to see her. Not now. Maybe not ever. That's okay, I said. That's your choice. And whatever you choose, I'll support you. Lily never did visit Victoria in prison. She moved on with her life, focusing on school, friends, activities. She joined the school choir and discovered she had a beautiful singing voice. I spent 5 years silent, she told me. Now I want to sing as loud as I can. She did. She sang in school concerts, in church, in talent shows. She sang constantly around the house, making up songs, belting out pop music, filling the world with sound. It was her way of reclaiming her voice. Brandon remarried when Lily was 10. A kind woman named Sarah who worked as a pediatric nurse. Sarah was patient with Lily, never trying to replace Victoria, just being a steady, loving presence. Lily liked her. She's nice, Lily told me. She doesn't try too hard. She just lets me be me. I was happy for them. Brandon deserved happiness, and Lily deserved a stable family. I remained a constant in Lily's life. I went to every school concert, every parent-teacher conference, every birthday party. I was Aunt Morgan, the one who believed her, the one who saved her. As for me, the experience changed me. I became even more vigilant in my work as a special education teacher. I looked for signs of abuse in every child I worked with. I reported suspicions, even when it was uncomfortable, even when parents got angry. I'd rather be wrong and have a family investigated than be right and stay silent, I told my principal. I also started volunteering with child advocacy organizations. I spoke at conferences about recognizing abuse, about believing children, about the importance of acting even when it's family. The hardest call I ever made was to the police about my own sister, I'd tell audiences. But it was also the most important call. Because a child's safety is more important than family loyalty. Always. People often asked me if I regretted it. If I wished I'd handled it differently. Never, I always said. Not for a second. Lily was being tortured. She was living in fear and silence. I gave her back her voice. I gave her back her childhood. I'd do it 1,000 times over. Victoria was released from prison after serving 12 years. She was 44 years old, her life in ruins. She'd lost her daughter, her husband, her family, her reputation. She moved to another state, trying to start over. She sent one final letter to Lily, who was now 17. I don't expect anything from you, Victoria wrote. I just want you to know that I've spent 12 years thinking about what I did. I've spent 12 years in therapy, trying to understand why I hurt you. I know now that I was deeply mentally ill. I had untreated postpartum depression that turned into something darker. I resented you for existing, for changing my life, for needing me. And instead of getting help, I hurt you. That's unforgivable. I know that. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking to see you. I just want you to know that I'm sorry. And I want you to know that you were never the problem. I was. You were a beautiful, innocent child, and I was a monster. I hope you have a wonderful life. I hope you never think of me. You deserve every happiness. Lily read the letter and cried. Not for Victoria, but for the little girl she used to be. The silent, scared little girl who thought she deserved to be hurt. I'm not that girl anymore, Lily told me. I'm strong now. I have a voice now. And I'm never going to be silent again. No, you're not, I agreed. You're going to change the world with that voice. And she did. Lily went to college and studied social work. She wanted to help children like herself, children who were trapped in abusive situations, children who needed someone to believe them. You saved me, Lily told me at her college graduation. Now I'm going to save others. I cried watching her walk across that stage. The silent little girl who spoke 3 words that changed everything was now a confident young woman ready to change the world. I'm so proud of you, I told her. I always knew you were special. I'm special because you believed me, Lily said. You listened when I finally found the courage to speak. You acted when it would have been easier to stay silent. You saved my life, Aunt Morgan. You saved your own life, I said. You were brave enough to tell the truth. I just made sure people listened. Looking back now, I think about that November day when Lily spoke for the first time. 3 words. Mommy hurts me. 3 words that exposed years of abuse. 3 words that destroyed a family's perfect image. 3 words that saved a child's life. People sometimes ask me if it was worth it. Worth losing my sister, worth the family drama, worth the pain of exposing such darkness. I always give the same answer. I look at Lily, now a thriving young woman with a voice that won't be silenced, and I say, absolutely. Every single time. The ripple effects of that day continued for years. Our family never fully recovered. Some members still blamed me for destroying Victoria's life. They thought I should have handled it privately, given Victoria a chance to get help, protected the family's reputation. But I had no regrets. I'd seen the bruises on Lily's body. I'd heard the terror in her voice. I'd watched a 5-year-old child describe years of systematic abuse. There was no handling it privately. There was only protecting a child. My parents struggled the most. They blamed themselves for not seeing the signs, for believing Victoria's lies, for praising her as a devoted mother while she was torturing their granddaughter. How did we not know? My mother asked me over and over. How did we miss it? Victoria was very good at hiding it, I told her. She created a perfect facade. The devoted mother homeschooling her special needs child. She manipulated all of us. But you figured it out, Dad said. You saw what we didn't. I had professional training, I said. I work with traumatized kids every day. I knew what to look for. And even then, I didn't figure it out until Lily told me directly. The truth was, I'd had suspicions for years. The way Lily flinched around Victoria. The way she seemed more terrified than anxious. The way Victoria refused to let me help, even though I was literally trained in special education and speech disorders. But I'd pushed those suspicions down. I told myself I was being paranoid, that I was seeing problems where there were none, that Victoria was my sister and would never hurt a child. I'd been wrong. And Lily had paid the price for my hesitation. You can't blame yourself, Lily's therapist told me during one of our family sessions. You acted as soon as you had concrete information. You protected Lily. That's what matters. But I still felt guilty. Guilty for not pushing harder, for not insisting on being more involved, for not trusting my instincts sooner. I should have known, I told the therapist. I should have done something sooner. Victoria was very skilled at manipulation, the therapist said. She convinced everyone, including medical professionals, that Lily had selective mutism. She had fake therapy appointments, fake diagnoses, a whole constructed reality. You couldn't have known without Lily telling you directly. I knew she was right, but the guilt lingered. As Lily grew older, we had many conversations about what happened. She needed to process it, to understand it, to make sense of why her mother hurt her. Was I a bad baby? She asked me when she was 8. Is that why Mommy didn't like me? No, sweetheart, I said firmly. You were a perfect baby. Victoria's problems had nothing to do with you. She had mental health issues that she refused to address. She resented being a mother, and instead of getting help, she took it out on you. That was her failure, not yours. But why did she make me pretend I couldn't talk? Lily asked. Because if you could talk, you might tell someone what she was doing, I explained. She forced you to be silent so she could keep hurting you without anyone finding out. It was calculated and cruel. Lily processed this. I'm glad I told you. I'm glad I finally talked. Me too, baby, I said. Me too. The legal aftermath continued for years. Brandon's divorce from Victoria was finalized quickly, with him getting full custody and Victoria getting no visitation rights. Victoria's parental rights were eventually terminated completely. Brandon also sued Victoria for the therapy costs, the trauma Lily endured, everything. Victoria had no assets left after legal fees, so the lawsuit was mostly symbolic. But it mattered to Brandon. I want it on record, he said. I want the world to know what she did. The criminal case was more complex. Victoria's defense team tried multiple strategies. They argued postpartum depression, which can cause psychosis and violent behavior. They argued that Victoria herself had been abused as a child and was repeating patterns. They argued diminished capacity, mental illness, temporary insanity. None of it worked. The evidence was too clear. The abuse had gone on for 5 years. Victoria had carefully planned and executed the fake mutism diagnosis. She'd written in her journals about her strategies for keeping Lily silent. This wasn't a moment of psychosis or a mental break. This was calculated, sustained abuse. The jury saw through every defense strategy. Guilty on all counts. 15 years in prison. Victoria's parents, my parents, were devastated. They'd lost a daughter to prison and nearly lost a granddaughter to abuse. We failed both of them, my mother said. We failed Victoria by not seeing her mental health issues, and we failed Lily by not protecting her. You didn't fail anyone, I said. Victoria made choices. She chose not to get help. She chose to hurt Lily. Those were her choices, not yours. But my parents carried the guilt anyway. They threw themselves into helping Lily heal, babysitting, attending therapy sessions, being present in ways they hadn't been before. Lily thrived with the attention and love. She blossomed from a silent, terrified child into a talkative, confident girl. She made friends at school. She joined activities. She laughed and played and acted like a normal kid. She's amazing, her teacher told me at a parent-teacher conference. You'd never know what she went through. She's resilient, kind, and so smart. She's a survivor, I said proudly. But Lily still had hard days. Days when the trauma surfaced. Nightmares about being locked in closets. Panic attacks when she heard loud voices. Anxiety about making mistakes or being bad. It's normal, her therapist assured us. Trauma doesn't just disappear. It takes years to process. Lily is doing remarkably well, but she'll always carry some scars. We worked through it together. Brandon, Sarah, me, Lily's therapist, her teachers. We created a support system around her, making sure she always felt safe and loved. When Lily was 12, she asked to write a letter to Victoria. Her therapist thought it might be therapeutic. I want to tell her how I feel, Lily said. I want her to know what she did to me. We supported her decision. Lily spent weeks writing and rewriting the letter. The final version was powerful. Victoria, I don't call you mom anymore because you weren't a mother to me. Mothers protect their children. Mothers love their children. You hurt me. You scared me. You made me live in silence for 5 years because you were too selfish to get help. I was just a little kid. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't deserve what you did to me. You stole my childhood. You stole my voice. You made me afraid of everything. I'm 12 now, and I'm still in therapy because of what you did. I still have nightmares. I still panic when I hear yelling. I still feel like I have to be perfect or something bad will happen. That's your legacy. That's what you gave me. But I want you to know something. I survived. I have a voice now, and I'm never going to be silent again. I have people who love me, who protect me, who believe me. I have a real family now. And I'm going to be okay. Not because of you, but in spite of you. I don't forgive you. I don't know if I ever will. But I don't hate you either. I just feel sorry for you. Sorry that you were so broken inside that you hurt a child. Sorry that you threw away your life because you couldn't face your problems. Sorry that you'll never know the amazing person I'm becoming. I'm going to have a good life. I'm going to help other kids like me. I'm going to make sure no child has to suffer the way I did. And you're going to rot in prison, knowing that you failed at the one thing you were supposed to do. Love your child. Goodbye, Victoria. I hope I never see you again. Lily. Victoria never responded to the letter. Maybe she had nothing to say. Maybe she was too ashamed. Maybe she just didn't care. It didn't matter. Lily had said what she needed to say. As the years passed, the story became part of our family history. The dark secret that was exposed. The child who was saved. The sister who did the right thing. People in our community knew the story. It had been in the news, after all. You're the aunt who saved that little girl, people would say when they met me. You're a hero. I never felt like a hero. I felt like someone who did what anyone should do, protect a child. But I understood why people saw it that way. It's hard to turn in your own family. It's hard to destroy the perfect image everyone believes. It's hard to be the one who exposes the darkness. But it's necessary. Because children can't protect themselves. They need adults to believe them, to act for them, to fight for them. Lily is 22 now. She graduated from college with a degree in social work. She works for Child Protective Services, investigating abuse cases, removing children from dangerous situations, being the person she needed when she was 5. I know what it's like, she tells the children she rescues. I know how scary it is. But I promise you, it gets better. You're safe now. She's also a public speaker, sharing her story at conferences and schools. I was silent for 5 years, she tells audiences. My mother abused me and forced me to pretend I couldn't speak. But one day, I found the courage to tell the truth. 3 words. Mommy hurts me. Those 3 words changed everything. They saved my life. So if you're being hurt, if you're scared, if someone is telling you to stay silent, please find your voice. Tell someone. Tell a teacher, a neighbor, a friend's parent, anyone. Because you deserve to be safe. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be believed. Her speeches are powerful. People cry. Survivors come up to her afterward, thanking her for her courage, telling their own stories. You're making a difference, I tell her. You're saving lives. We're saving lives, she corrects. You started it by believing me. By acting. By refusing to stay silent even when it was your own sister. You showed me what courage looks like. I'm so proud of the woman she's become. Strong, compassionate, determined to protect others the way she was protected. Victoria was released from prison last year after serving 12 years. She's 44 now, living in another state, working a minimum wage job, trying to rebuild a life. She's not allowed to contact Lily. That was part of her parole conditions. Lily doesn't want to see her, doesn't want to hear from her, doesn't want her in her life at all. She's a stranger to me, Lily says. I don't hate her anymore. I don't feel anything for her. She's just someone who hurt me a long time ago. I've moved on. And she has. Lily is thriving. She has a career she loves, friends, a boyfriend, a full life. The silent little girl is gone, replaced by a confident young woman with a voice that won't be silenced. That's the real ending to this story. Not Victoria's arrest or conviction or release, but Lily's healing. Lily's voice. Lily's triumph over the darkness that tried to destroy her. 3 words exposed a family secret. But those same 3 words saved a life. And that's what matters most.